Hey guys, Get Collectible 404 here. So today we're going to be reviewing Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and information on the set and play features and what to expect when buying the set. So first off, the set number is 75333 and it has 282 pieces. This is the standard box art for most of the Skywalker Saga stuff for 2022. In the bottom you can see the minifigures, and around the back there's a little bit of art there, and most of the box is just black greebling pieces, which looks really nice. And on the top there is the Tom Wee figure, and over here we have a little bit of artwork on the back showing up the features of the set. And for the instructions, just regular standard instructions that we've been using for a while, LEGO's been using. Just the render, it looks pretty bad. I mean, this is when they switched to it, but I prefer the older artwork instructions. But in the back, it's the same exact instructions, exact building experience you could expect. Just on the back, here's some of the ads of the 2022 sets, like the ATT and the Justifier. So that's pretty sick. Moving on, we'll take a look at the minifigures. So first up, we do have Obi-Wan. He's a really, really nice figure. I think this is probably the highlight figure to me of this set. He has the comlink piece, and if you take his head off, which I'll show you guys here, he has an opposite head, which is kind of the confused look face that he has when he learns about the clones, which I think is pretty cool. And another thing you can do with this set is you can put a hood on Obi-Wan, which looks really, really nice. So you can have him displayed when he comes out of the ship when it's raining on Kamino. So I really do think that's a good customizable option. And I do want to talk about the lightsaber. I think the lightsaber is really, really good with the frosted tip blue. And I think this is probably the most accurate blue lightsaber color we have to date. So I really do like this figure. I probably think it's the best and the highlight of the set. Next, we'll take a look at Tom Wee, which is actually new for this set. And they still haven't made any other Kaminos. This is the only one they've made so far. And I really do like the way this is made. So it's like a regular minifigure body, just with an extended head. You can see the detail on the eyes and printing on the mold there, which I really do think is nice. This is a little bit of her headdress there. Moving down, you can see there's like the slimmer body effect to give it like the effect for being a Kaminoan. And down here, you can see the printing on the robes and the dress piece, which I do think is done really well. So that's all I got to say about the Tom Wee figure, which I do think is great and an awesome inclusion to the set. And moving on, we do have R4, which is probably the most lackluster figure on this set. I mean, it's the same type of droid we've been having for years. There's no back print on the back like some of the newer droids have, which I do think is a downgrade there. But the printing looks pretty good, standard R4 figure. But again, LEGO's still printing on the dome. Is a little bit shaky there, but and ended up looking pretty well if you don't notice the back and warping of the print, as you can see a little bit there. Figures. And moving on to the set, this is what the Starfighter looks like, the exterior of the Starfighter. Really, really nice detailing. And the only thing I do have to say is up on the exterior, there's a lot of sticker pieces. That's the only thing that I would have to complain about for the exterior portion of the set, but that's really it. And here we do have a piece for Obi-Wan's radar that he uses to contact the Jedi Council, which I think is pretty cool. And here is a spot for R4. So say you wanted to put the droid in there, you put R4's head there, and I think that's a pretty nice inclusion for this set. And here we too have two of the new stud shooters, but I think it detracts a little bit from the look, but not terribly. I think it does hide in pretty well. And here you can see some more of the sticker detailing, which I do think is a pain in the neck for the set. There's more on this side, and also on the other side here. It's the same exact printing. And another thing I do want to talk about is there is a massive gap in the front of the two wings, which I think detracts a lot of points from this set, from looking really, really nice. But otherwise, the model is pretty beautiful. It's just this part really LEGO messed up. I don't know how, but there's a massive gap on the side there, which I think is not great for LEGO here. And I think if you're wanting to display this, try to display it towards the side so that it's not really shown there. And first, let's take a look at the landing gear to check out this. So on the bottom, there is a bit of a base you can see there. And here's the landing gear for the top of the Starfighter. You can move it up and down, which is really, really sweet. And coming back around, here is the engine detailing, which I do really like the way that looks. Just regular standard engine pieces, but the technique really looks spot on for that. And another inclusion here, we're going to look at the cockpit. So the cockpit, if you can open it up like this, and which is really, really cool, is they have a seat for Obi-Wan there. Usually they don't have Jedi seats for the Starfighters, which I do really think is nice on this set. And here is just a regular standard comlink piece, like regular control button piece. It's kind of the same that Lego's been using for a long time, but definitely think that getting a print there would have made this set a little bit more valuable, because you are paying $30 for this set at the end of the day, so that's a knock on that set there. And another thing to take a point out is the switchability of the set. It's pretty easy to actually like move around. It's not like the worst connections, but it's pretty strong connection. But I think they had to sacrifice that connection for the wings. That's why they don't look aesthetically pleasing, because they had to put these Technic pins there. And another thing to mention on the bottom of the ship is you can hold Obi-Wan's lightsaber and different parts, his lightsaber and extra studs there, which is really, really nice. And another final thing to mention is you can pop this open, which is really neat. You pop this open and put R4's body inside here, but not with his head on. Obviously, his head would go there, but you could store the body in there if you're going to display it with just the head on while Obi-Wan's talking to Tanwi or something like that. So closing this up, I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this set. So overall, I do think this is a pretty nice set. It's just they should have really included a little bit more detail, and especially the gaps here. The gaps, horrendous. I think that Lego did a horrible job with that. If they fixed the gaps instead of sacrificing, strongness and playability for the set, I think that it would look a lot better for a display standard, because I think most people buying this set who know Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, are buying this for the display aspect, not just for the playability. So I do think that's a knock on the set, but minifigures are great. Besides, this is a standard droid. I feel like they could have gave us some back printing. But overall, I'd probably say this is a solid 8 out of 10 set, just for the knock of the gaps and a few of the play features. And also, this is a regular, like, they didn't give us a new printed cockpit, which I think cockpit piece for the control shift there. So I do really hope you guys enjoy this one, and stay tuned for my next few videos, which will be coming out soon. See you.